Keith,
What?
you should marry me.
That seems weird.
Warning. The following podcast is another wasted hour. Warning. The following podcast is another wasted hour.
Don't waste my motherfucking time!
Well, this has gotten awkward. Victor, you should have probably let me know that you were going to drop that hammer. I don't feel like our relationship is quite at that point yet. We should have had dinner or something first.
We've had dinner. I've gone to your house for Pie Day.
Okay, yeah, but there's a difference between coming to my house and stealing food and having dinner with me. So
Don't make it weird, man. Come on.
you started by making it weird. I mean,
Keith,
don't get me wrong.
Look at me.
Yeah,
Look at me.
I can't.
Just marry me.
No, I can't.
Just do it.
You're just so goddamn attractive. It's hard to say no.
Look at these new glasses, man.
You got new glasses.
How could you turn me down?
What are those glasses for?
Sexiness?
Are those shooting glasses? By the way, we have a big issue in the United States right now. We're a little behind because we record like a week, one week. We mix everything down. We try to make it sound good for you guys. And then we're like a week behind from everything. But trust me, we try to stay as topical as we can while we're in the mix of everything. And unfortunately, the latest news is that there has been another mass shooting in 2018, which is really, really unfortunate. So I think we need to figure out a way to be able to resolve this. We need to find a way to try and prevent these from happening. And Victor, I feel like I might have a solution.
No, you don't. Nobody has a solution. Everybody's going to argue forever about it.
I know, but you might want to take notes because I'm going to show you how the politicians should do things, okay?
The politicians?
Yes, exactly. So here we go. Ready? Here's the solution. We take everyone's guns and we replace them with two ignorant, uninformed, ill-advised, self-deprecating morons ranting about opinions they have no right to have, which are probably wrong and absolutely do not matter. Is that good? Nope.
I guess that'll work.
Our goal here at Another Wasted Hour is to convince you that where we hail from, just outside Washington, D.C., is not just a city of politics and scandals, but one brimming with art, music, and culture, as impossible as that may seem. So listeners, now that you know why you're here, I'm Keith, and my co-host is Victor. Say hello, Victor.
Hey, guys.
More importantly, straight from an Xbox chat lobby, we have the reigning champion of using the letter V as the letter U, J-Dubs!
J-Dubs!
Hello, undefeated.
Yes, you're undefeated in it.
Undefeated.
It's you and Churches, the band Churches.
And they're going down. We see them live in the ring tonight.
Right.
They're punch them right in the face.
So they at least, I think they have like maybe some, do they have other letters in there that are vowels? Churches?
Yeah, I think the E is there.
Yeah, they have an E. So that's not.
They didn't go with like a 3?
Yeah, you've got no vowels.
No vowel gang.
Yeah. So welcome back to the program.
Thanks
last time we had you was last year.
Yeah.
We missed you.
Now, I don't know if I'm mistaken on this, but last year, I remember you were playing in a snow globe.
Yes.
Right? Down at the National Harbor. This year, you've come onto the show, and you're going to have a world tour.
Yeah.
It's a national
now
tour.
You're world
national tour, right? Are you doing a world tour?
Yeah, we didn't get there, but there's a chance.
Okay, so there possibly.
Hey, just for the record.
Yeah.
Since Keith is thinking it, somebody has to say it.
Yeah.
About this whole fame thing. You're welcome.
I mean,
you're welcome.
I'm sure there were a lot of factors that launched you into the fame that you are at right now, but
totally us.
One of those factors is that you were on Another Wasted Hour.
Yeah.
I'm just pointing that out.
If you look at the timeline,
right,
only been trending upwards.
It's really strange.
No else since coming on to the show here.
You got the AWH bump that happened. You're the only one that's come on the show and gotten it. But I think we're batting 1 for 52 or something.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
No, we'll take that. So this is really exciting. You're going to go out into the world. So now that you are a very influential Bono-like star who has opinions on things and can use their powers for good, what do you think about the gun control stuff? We've been talking about it all week. Like Facebook's
You
just
can't avoid it.
crazy about it. Everyone's like really angry and like, why don't they get rid of automatic weapons? And you're like, they did. It wasn't an automatic weapon. And they're like, well, the problem with assault weapons is they can shoot too many bullets at the same time. You're like, nope, that's not what that is. Okay, so we agree that nobody should die, but we should probably work out on some of these vocabulary words.
Yeah.
What do you think is going on?
Well, I was hoping that I could just hide in the movie theater and watch Black Panther all day.
Yeah.
And not have to talk about this.
That's fine.
But
sucker,
now
we
we're
cornered you.
here and
Black Panther's a great movie, right?
It's fantastic.
I've heard only amazing things
it's
about
fantastic.
it.
I saw it last night. It was
Back to guns.
beautiful. Back to guns. It's one of the things where I don't know. It seems like there's this like wizardry going on as far as like evil genius brilliance.
Okay.
Like
What do you mean?
we
Yeah.
can look at what I would say are probably like the statistics from other countries who have strict gun control,
Right.
and how that correlates to
People getting
people
shot.
not dying by guns based
Yeah.
on their gun control.
Yeah.
And over here, like the numbers are exponential. Like I'm not going to say any of them out
Sure.
because I do not know them
We
off the
don't
top
know-
of my head.
We're going to not pretend like we
But
know
there's
those
been
things.
somewhere along the lines of like, I don't know, close to like 2,000 deaths already this year, like via
guns.
gun violence based on what I've heard is a term called domestic terrorism. Some people believe that is a thing.
Sure.
Some people refuse to believe that it is a thing.
Right.
And that doesn't seem extreme. I think it
We're also
is
really
extreme.
big. I mean, there's a few things to keep in mind. Like,
yeah, there are
Australia
a lot more
like
of us.
has almost no gun deaths because they have no guns, but they also don't have any countries on either side of them, so it's a lot harder to get the guns into the country.
That's
well,
true.
And
to be
there's not
fair,
as-
I think with Australia,
Yeah.
they're really, really good at surviving because everything in
Yes.
Australia wants to kill you.
Right.
You see that cute little, that cute little frog? That's a snake-eating frog right there. That bird, like it claws people's eyes out. Whatever. There are no gun deaths in Australia because you literally cannot kill an Australian.
That was my question. Is they say that like the Australian like gun deaths have gone down since they banned guns, which makes sense. But I want to know like how many coyote deaths have there been since?
I was gonna go kangaroo.
Yeah, like how many people are eaten by sharks now because they can't fucking shoot a shark? Like that's
Right.
the thing that's important.
I want the right to scuba dive with my M16. You know.
So what I'm trying to find, because it's a complicated scenario, right? We all want it to be really easy, right?
Yes.
We want to be like, we just get rid of all the guns and then we're good, right? Because there won't be any like knife fights or anything. But then we also want to be like, oh, it's not the guns at all. It's just crazy people who want to shoot people. So let's not get rid of any of the guns. And it's probably what it is it's somewhere in between, right? There's a gray area there. And I would like to actually propose something that I think might get us on the same page. And
All right,
that
Keith,
is,
what you got?
so here's what we do. We don't ban any guns, okay? We keep things the way they are right now, but what we ban are straight barrels. Right? Because, right? So you can own a gun, you just don't know where to point
They
it.
would literally change the game to American roulette and not Russian roulette anymore.
Right.
Oh my God! It would be like guns now look like silly straws. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
Exactly. So you can have a gun, you just have to work really hard and practice with it to be able to have any sense of where it's going to fire.
Yes.
And then at that
It's
point,
like a pool noodle at the front. It just it flails.
Wacky arm inflatable tool, man.
right, yeah, it's like from the used car salesman like sock guy, right? In the front of it. And so if you get really good at it, if you dedicate yourself, you could be a very good hunter or something.
Yeah.
Right? But if you're crazy and you just want to shoot people, you're probably not going to stick with that long
Make
enough.
the learning curve steeper.
Right, exactly.
see.
Just take scopes off, make the gun just a little crooked, and then
Aggressively steeper.
yeah, and they're like, I can't even hit the side of a barn, and like, I'm gonna use a knife, and so. This is my theory of how we do that. I think you combine that with the Chris Rock theory of just making every bullet $10,000.
Yes.
And
Right.
then,
I would kill you if I could afford it.
yeah, exactly. I'm going to get a second job. I'm going to come after your ass. I think I think we can go around this in different ways, and we might be able to find some middle ground. But I don't know. In the meantime, it's something. What we're probably going to have to do in all real terms is talk to people. And I think that's the problem.
Yeah.
But you can't trust people. An argument I heard. I don't remember where I heard this. I heard this a long time ago. It was guns aren't the problem.
Yes.
Guns don't kill people.
Right.
Death kills people.
Death
It's a medical
kills-
fact. You can't die from a bullet. You can die from organ failure, hemorrhaging, or blood loss. A small piece of metal is not the problem.
Right. No, it's mainly the velocity of the small piece of metal and the fact that you're squishy. And so,
Yay!
yeah. No, I think in the end, like the problem always ends up being, right, that there was like this guy and like he lost his job and his girlfriend broke up with him. And then he's kind of a loner. And so he put on a black trench coat and he just shot a bunch of people. Right. So at some point as a society, while we're waiting for guns to be more responsibly owned and going through the process of like more background checks and things like that, we might have to just reach out to the people around us and be like, hey,
How are
good?
you?
Yeah. Like you seem upset. Like you want to like grab a drink or something?
Yeah.
You can make all the laws you want, but they're not going to change anything tomorrow.
Right.
Something has to change now.
Yeah.
Like there has to be some sort of like you can have a major policy shift.
Yeah.
But tomorrow there could still be another shooting. How can we prevent one from happening in the next 24 hours, 48 hours, whatever?
Well,
we need like an immediate plan, and then we can start thinking more long term. Like ban all guns. It's not going to work.
Yeah. Well, and the interesting thing is the party that usually speaks about it takes a village isn't talking about that. I think it takes a village. Right?
Yeah.
It takes us to be like, hey, you seem like you need some help. Like, let me like call up a therapist. Let me help you.
Yeah.
Like you're another human being. Instead, it's like, he's kind of weird. I'm just going to fuck off from him.
This way.
Right. I'm just going to ignore him. So I don't know. Maybe that's the ideal situation, and maybe we will never get there. But we've got to do something, and everybody go do the thing you think is going to make a difference.
Yeah.
If you don't think it's guns, help people who have mental illness. If you think it's that, and fund that. If you think it is guns, go talk to your representatives. Try and get better laws against guns. If it's just that we think that people are crying out for help, try and help some people.
But hey, if you have no problem with, dead children,
Yeah.
just go ahead and keep doing what you're doing.
Or do what you're doing.
Or kill some children. Like whatever.
Keep arguing and locking up policy. It's fine.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine. So
I only work at a school.
Speaking of breaking news, I would like to move on to what we like to call the weather report. J-Dubs, I'm very excited because you've done the weather report before, but we're changing it up a little from last year when you came in. Last year, we just competed, the two of us, for you to tell us if things are news or not. We are going to give you a bit more responsibility this year. Yeah. We're going to make you a media mogul. You're going to be the editor-in-chief of your own publication.
Oh, that's
And
work.
us. Yeah, it is work. It's more work. I know you have a lot on your plate right now. But look what we did for your music career. Imagine.
Yeah, I owe you.
Yeah, you're going to
At least one.
You're basically 1 year away from now being Sean Puffy Combs, a media mogul. So they're going to hear this show and be like, we need to make him
need that
a
guy.
CEO. So here's what we're going to do. Your loyal reporters, we're going to hand you some real breaking news we found on the internet. You're going to let us know whether or not that's going to make it into your publication, and feel free to tell us why or where in the publication you'd put it.
Cool.
At the end, we're going to ask you for the name of this brand new publication that you're launching nationwide next week. You didn't know that.
No.
All right. So, Victor, would you like to get started?
Sure.
All right. Let's do it.
This one hit a very, very, very specific heartstring for me. Think commas don't matter? Omitting one cost a Maine dairy company $5 million.
Goodness gracious.
How?
The sentence in the heart of the dairy driver's case referred to Maine's overtime law and whom it doesn't apply to.
Okay.
Quote, the canning, comma, processing, comma, drying, comma,
Right.
marketing,
Yeah.
comma, packing for shipment or distribution of, and it lists a couple things. There is no comma after shipment. So you can either pack things for shipment or for distribution.
Yeah.
But those two options are not separate. So you can either do one or none.
Oh,
Grammatically here.
Interesting.
So of course they decided to get paid for overtime for none. I'm not gonna do this since it's not listed in the things I have to do. And
right.
So they ended up getting like some sort of reprimand from the company and backlash and blah blah. They're like, nah, you're missing a comma right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see that?
That.
You owe me a lot of money.
Oh.
So it reminded me back in the day, there was this like example sentence.
Yes.
It was, we invited the strippers, comma, JFK, comma, and Hitler, period. Yeah. Take it out. We invited the strippers, comma, JFK and Hitler.
Hey guys. How's it going?
It's in this case.
You want me to take off my dress?
In this case, it's a $5 million difference, and I could not be more satisfied that somebody is finally literally paying.
Well, somebody is finally paying for their grammatical mistake, but is it news?
I think that 2 nights beforehand, we planned to run the story below the fold.
Below the fold. Okay.
The story does not have enough commas. When push comes to shove in the headline, does it get printed? We go with something else.
You do the whole story, but with no punctuation at all.
Yes.
Just to show them how important it is.
One sentence story.
All right. So we're saying yes. It makes it into the publication.
We're saying yes.
Excellent. So congratulations.
I'm for the Oxford comment. I'm a guy. There's like a study apparently about like how serious you take yourself based on how you punctuate on like social media.
Yeah.
And I'm one that's like, will try to still use like 2 spaces after a period, like when I'm tweeting, which is dumb because you have like characters are valuable. And like, I'm one for Oxford commas. Like that's kind of how I roll. So I think it's news, especially if you're going to miss out on $5 million because of it.
Woo! So my story is, I don't know. It's hard for me to say that it's actually news, which is not how
your pitch is not going well.
But I had to put it out there because I think it's amazing. 2 kids tried to get into the Black Panther movie by dressing as one tall man in a trench coat. The fact that they pulled it off, like, and they had the trench coat and they had the fedora and the sunglasses, and that they wandered up and they were like, "Hello, I would like
one ticket, please."
Right, 1 ticket to the Black Panther.
Can I get a child's ticket, please?
I'm very tired from coming here from my job at the business factory.
The business factory.
I'm also thirsty. Do you have any alcohols?
I would like 1 alcohol, please.
So it hit Twitter and it's gone viral. I'm going to put this up on our Facebook page, even though it may not make it into the publication. I think it should because it's amazing.
Wait, didn't that guy run for president too?
Yes, and won.
Sure.
And so
he won, yeah.
And so there's video of it, and they just wander up very awkwardly in their giant slicker and try to get a ticket. It does not work, unfortunately. The manager did not fall for the fact that it was.
I'd have given it to him, been like, all right,
you
guys.
wanted this bad enough.
Yeah.
All right, dude, here's your ticket.
So
enjoy the show.
We've always wanted it to happen in real life, and now it has. J-Dubs, is it news?
I think it is headline running in the A block news.
All right.
That's how I feel about
I
it.
like your style.
Because it's like, how else do you promote children chasing their dreams without leading with that headline first?
Right. Now it's going to be there's going to be copycats, right? There's going to be like 2 kids in a trench coat join the NBA.
Yes.
There's going to be like, oh my God, he is like 7'8". It's such a baby face.
Terrible footwork.
Very
You would think his
slow.
voice would have dropped
Real
by
top
now.
heavy. I don't know what it is.
All right, cool. We made it in. Excellent. Victor, how about you?
So this next story is, I have this ongoing theme in another wasted hour of thieves getting caught in stupid places.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. That's your jam.
This next story goes to show that if you're big enough and bad enough, There's literally nothing that can stop you. So if you believe in yourself enough, here we go. An astonished traveler on road in Thailand captures a video of an elephant holding up traffic by stealing sugarcane from passing trucks.
And elephants living the dream.
Yeah, man.
He was like, this is the greatest jungle ever. Look, they just line up sugar.
Yeah, he said he attempted and successfully stole from 12 different vehicles in the span of about 2 hours.
Goodness gracious.
And no one came to arrest him. What a boss.
No, because if an elephant like steals anything from you, it was theirs to begin with, right?
Yeah.
Like it wasn't really yours at that point. It was they were letting you borrow it.
It says he was a big elephant. Yeah, no shit. So nobody was brave enough to get near him and push him back into the trees. I'm like, do you think this is like...
Yeah.
This isn't a cow. Like you can kind of usher it back off the highway. This is an elephant. He's there. He's serious.
I like that they say big elephant. Like it's not one of the teacup elephants.
No, it's not.
Not one of those. Oh, look at you, tiny elephant. I would buy a teacup elephant just for the record. J-Dubs, there are no teacup elephants, but is it news?
I think it's something that like deserves a follow-up.
A follow-up?
Like how was
How
this
often
elephant
does this
raised in
happen?
a bad neighborhood?
Do you want an interview with the elephant?
Was he a rebel without a cause? Well, he had a cause, obviously, but like,
Yeah.
I want to know more about the elephant, where he's coming from.
Yeah, sugar addiction.
So,
It's
like, I'm a
terrible.
mogul,
Yeah,
right? So we can fly
the
an
more
elephant
sugar he
in
has.
for an
Yeah.
interview, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
I think that's called Operation Dumbo Drop, right? Isn't that?
I just feel like the more sugar he has, the more wired he gets, and it's like a cocaine high. It's like, dude, this is awesome. I'm totally gonna. There's another truck coming. I'm totally gonna stop this truck, and I'm gonna eat all the sugar on it. It's gonna be awesome. Amazing.
Right. At the end of the 2 hours, he's like, and just runs into the jungle, and they're like, oh, thank God he's gone.
Right, just rips off all of his clothes and drops his crown on the floor and keeps running.
On 2 legs.
Yes.
Right.
All right. So
Have you seen the latest episode of Babar? It was a little weird.
it was. It got a little twisted at the end. So
Not
not.
the teenage years.
Yes, that's right. What? Come at me. I'm Babar. So not this publication. It sounds like there's a chance you're going to follow up with it, but does
I
it make
think
it in?
we're gonna follow up with it.
Okay. So
Yeah,
it
we'll
See
doesn't
if we
make
can
it
get
in.
the interview.
We'll send you out there, Victor.
I'm on it. Sugar truck driver. That's me.
All right, this is a heartwarming one, I think. We were speaking about how it takes a village, right? An Edmonton woman catches a purse snatcher, returns the wallet, and then takes the thief to coffee.
Really?
Yeah. So apparently tracked down the purse snatcher in an alleyway, little ways down, caught him. I guess he was fairly apologetic about it and gave the purse back. She went and returned it to the lady, and then she determined that this guy was pretty down on his luck and having a pretty shitty day, and that's why he'd made such a bad decision, and said, hey, like, do you want some coffee? Like, let's talk about it. And which is unusual, right? Because that's not how it usually goes.
No.
Right. Usually people grab a gun and go shoot a whole bunch of people.
Right.
Yeah.
So they had coffee, and then she tased him and took his wallet. No, okay, I made up that part. How does that feel, son of a bitch?
You can't trust the system.
No.
Yeah. And so he had said, I've never done anything like this before. I just really needed the money. I don't know where to go. I'm lost. And so she said, yeah, let's talk about it. Let's figure it out so that you don't have to be a douchebag.
And then he went to the bathroom and didn't come back, and she found that her wallet was gone.
Right. And so, and there were no charges pushed. The police were informed, but didn't press any charges or anything. And so hopefully, she said you'll kill more flies with honey than you do vinegar, kind of concept. So she wanted to show him some compassion, and hopefully he doesn't do that again, because he was genuinely being honest. Unless he was one of the people that was like, hey, can I get $2? I just need some food. And then you're like, no, let me buy you some food. And they're like, nah, I'm good.
Goodness gracious.
You know those people, right?
It's all too well.
And you're like, seriously? Like, come on. I'm literally going to buy you a $6
$3.
sandwich.
Yeah.
And you're like, no. I just need the $2 for other food.
Now it's
For
$3
liquid
for
food.
40. That's what you need.
Yes,
It's liquid bread. It's good for you.
Liquid food.
So maybe not headline news, but does it
But I
make it in the
think we
publication?
have to. The other three stories I feel like paint us in a very theft and greed way.
Okay.
So we need a little bit of balance, I believe. So I think we got to put this one in.
You want to be fair and balanced, is what
Yeah.
you're saying.
Also, like our Canadian viewers will very much enjoy it.
All right, excellent. Yeah, it is. It is the most Canadian crime
It's
story
very
ever,
much.
right? When I saw it was Edmonton, I was like, yeah, it was. Yeah, of
Sounds
course it
about
was.
right.
Right, because they tracked him down. I was like, hey, you stole the purse. And the guy was like, I'm sorry. Here, have the purse back. And they were like, it's okay. Here's some coffee.
Yes.
Like,
Very.
And that's how I
So
met
I
your
think
mother.
we run it.
okay. In New York, there would have been 8 people dead.
Yes.
All right,
The
excellent.
baby just crying in the street.
All right, Victor, what do you got for me?
All right. I am a firm believer.
Believer.
I'm a firm
got it here
believer
first.
in analog as opposed to digital.
Okay.
And I think this
the guy
story
Skyping
totally
us in.
proves my
This guy
point.
Skyping us into this radio show.
Yeah, go on. Tell us about.
Shut up.
Yeah, I don't like technology much. Yes, tell
All
us
right.
more, podcast guy.
Florida man's gas pedal gets stuck going 100 miles an hour.
What about the rest of the
So-
car?
I'm thinking the first thing you do,
Yeah.
first of all, if your car is in automatic, you can still pop it in a neutral.
Right.
Apparently that didn't work. If your car is going 100 miles an hour uncontrollably,
Yeah. You get wherever you're going and you have an
No.
excuse.
turn off the car.
That's
Turn the key. Just turn the key.
That's way
The
better.
engine will shut down and the car will drift to a stop. Just
Yeah.
find yourself on the shoulder.
Yeah.
But this guy ended up traveling 50 miles, probably fairly quickly, with a
Approximately
police
half hour.
escort because he literally could not stop. He called 911 and was like, I can't stop. My gas pedal is stuck. What should I do? And the lady was like, why don't you try hitting the emergency brake? Like, ma'am, I'm not going to do that at 100 miles an hour. I'm sorry.
He just J turns
But-
around.
I don't think he could turn off the car because it was a 2009 BMW X5.
Oh, so it's just got a
which
button,
is a
right?
button.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I imagine if you push that button,
Yeah.
nothing happens
What you
while
do
your
is-
car's traveling above 80 or
You
something.
just throw your keys out the window.
beep, beep, beep. Actually, that's a solid idea.
Yeah. It was way better than my first idea, which was drag your feet. So, like the Flintstones.
So I think, well, if we have to go far back enough for Flintstones to be our method of transportation,
Yeah.
I am down.
All
but
right.
this is more like my advertisement to, I miss the days where we could literally roll windows down.
Yeah.
And I'm standing by. This is my
Yeah.
fuck digital statement right here.
You miss it. You want to go, you could get a really old car and just go all hipster on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do got the glasses.
that's true. So, J-Dubs, what do you say? News? Does it make it in?
On the account that I'm going to Florida in 4 days, I probably shouldn't say this.
Yeah.
But like I heard you say a Florida man, and I was like, nope.
No.
That was immediate before you said anything.
Now you're going to Florida.
Nothing's
now you,
news in Florida, huh?
yeah. Now you know that if you're late for a show, you could just call the police and be like,
I'm gonna get off for it.
yeah, my gas pedal's like all weird and stuff, and I'm going exactly
J-Dubs,
85
sorry.
miles an hour.
it's not going to work for you.
Yeah, nothing I can do about
You're
it.
black.
No, it's not.
Not news. Oh wow, 2 in a row. All right,
Well,
last.
I'm pulling the race card there. You can't pull that
Not in
off. The
Florida.
cops would probably just run you off the road.
Not in Florida.
yeah, you. Yeah, that
They'd
would
probably
be.
shoot me with an automatic weapon. If
It
we're being
would be
honest.
very
Right,
different.
right. Stay out of trouble,
Right.
J-Dubs.
It would be like, slow down the car, or we will shoot. Wait, whoa! Why are we
Whoa,
doing that?
whoa. Is there? Can
That
you do none?
escalated.
Was there a comment in that sentence?
Yes.
Can we do none?
Yeah, can we not do that? That'd be great. All right, last but not least, Transylvania Airlines flight makes emergency landing after passengers fart sparks fight. Yes.
Wait, hold on. Do you think they phrased that deliberately? The fart sparked a fight?
no,
Like
yeah.
everybody's like, "Oh my
'Cause they
god,
didn't
there was a
incite a
fire!"
fight.
Wait,
Yeah, no. So here's what the interesting thing is about this, because the obvious thing would be that a man has flatulence and that the smell overwhelmed the crew and they had to like get like, good job on that guy. I don't know what you ate, but it's a dangerous weapon. No. And it wasn't that like he farted and they were like, oh my God, that fart might mean that you're having a heart attack. We need to land. No. He basically farted too loud and wouldn't stop. And so people beat the shit out of him. They literally punched him for farting too loud. Yeah, it was an elderly man who was apparently noisily passing wind and refused to stop when disturbed passengers asked him to. Even the pilot became involved and asked the man to restrain himself, but he refused. Like, I kind of feel for the guy because, like,
Man,
if you've
when you're
got
gassy,
one on
you're
board,
gassy.
right?
Yeah.
Like, there's only so much you can do. You start sweating, and then you're like, I'm just gonna lift the one cheek, and it's like, boom. Like, imagine how loud these farts had to be. You're on an airplane. You can't hear anything
Right?
on an airplane.
Yeah.
Right? Like, your asshole can be open the whole time you're on a flight.
Yeah.
And no one will hear a thing.
It just sounds like an
How
engine.
loud does that have to be?
And he farted so loud that people were like, dude, I need you to stop right now.
Like, repeatedly.
Yeah.
Like,
You
that
can
guy's
feel
got to
it in
have
your
some
feet.
pressure, man.
Right. That makes me think he was blowing out windows or something. Like,
You said he was an elderly gentleman?
yes. Yes.
He's probably got those farts saved up since like 1864.
Yeah, it must have been.
Those are Civil War
suppressed
farts.
I assume that the only way that this could possibly be true is if the elderly gentleman happened to also be a Garfield balloon from the Macy's Day Parade.
Right.
Because, damn. So,
I don't know, dude. My grandfather, I love him to death.
Yeah.
But he's a very dignified guy. You know,
Sure.
he'll like dresses real classy and he always looks real nice and
Yeah.
he takes care of himself. But he is the gassiest person I know, and he can clear rooms. And he's like so proud that he'll just kind of fart in silence and
Yeah.
just seethe in it, just stew in it. And the rest of us are like, oh God, man, we're in the elevator. Why would you do that? Why?
Could he
he's just
land a
like,
plane?
"Me."
That's the question.
We don't talk about it. Like, come on, man. I need to wash my eyes.
Oh, man.
bad.
My mouth was
All
open.
people.
So, J-Dubs, is it news?
Before I make my decision, I'll tell you a little story. So I recently
This is going to be good, people.
I
Stick
recently
around.
flew back from Springfield, Missouri.
Yeah.
I had a show out there.
Okay.
And I sat, I guess, in like an emergency row, but it was just the one seat.
Yeah.
So I wasn't
that
sitting,
plane
So I wasn't
with that
sitting
guy.
like next to anybody.
Sure. Right.
So I let one rip.
Right.
I don't know if I'd ripped. Maybe I let one purr,
And you didn't.
if you will. But I had my headphones in, so I don't know how loud it was.
Right.
But I like heard somebody say like, like just enough, just that much, and I immediately was like fake sleep. Like immediately like leaned back in my seat, just like
It was like,
for like a
Fake
solid.
sleep was your answer. They can't be mad at you if you're asleep.
So yeah, I wasn't,
amazing.
but I definitely faked as soon as I heard the noise. Like, and it might not even have been me. Like it might have been food or something. But
at
it's
the, well, yeah, that noise was disturbing for somebody to be like,
you know.
berries.
or maybe it was the smell. Maybe
was
the
like,
smell just went straight back to their seat.
So
Yeah.
like. I don't know. Like, I think I got to pass, and I think that everyone needs to know this guy's story. So I think we're going to print it.
We're going to. All right.
Yeah, I think it's gonna make
Excellent.
it.
So I also have a story.
This is
was
going to be
3
a
days
very
ago.
long show.
I wake up at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
I tiptoed past the baby's crib into the bathroom, closed the door, started the shower, and I was like, oh, okay, I got my my morning fart. It was so loud, I heard crying from the other side of the door.
You
Like,
woke
God
up,
damn it.
baby.
Had to cancel the shower and take care of the kid.
Oh my God.
That's
So
like
I feel you, J Dubs.
it's like an ancient like scroll story, like
yeah.
Victor of La Mancha, whose farts could wake babies. Like
I thought it was a lion. That's really what it was. Afraid for his life. All right. Well, that wraps it up. J-Dubs, one last piece of business as CEO
Yes.
of your media empire. We need a name for your new publication.
So I originally was, because like the first few stories I rolled out seemed to be a little bit inspirational.
Yeah.
So I was gonna go with like a radio station called like the Inspiration Station.
Yeah.
Then it took a turn for
bad.
the funky, if you will. And I think I'm gonna go with We're going to put it on paper, and we're going to call it Another Wasted Herald.
Another Wasted Herald. All right,
honored.
there you go, everybody. If you
We're
want to
honored
hear
that you would waste the newspaper after wasting your time here.
it can also double as toilet paper. That's the nice thing about this.
Because it's waste.
And when it's successful, we will sue you for $5 million.
That's all right. It'll be a joint venture.
Yeah.
I'll look out for my peeps.
He'll sue us back for not having a comma anywhere in the show. All right, Another Wasted Herald. Go check it out on newsstands. Coming out never. Moving on. Back to the real news at hand. We have J-Dubs here live in studio. You have a show coming up March 1st at Oz Restaurant and Bar in Arlington, Virginia.
Yes.
And that is that's your showing for the tour here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It is.
And that kind of launches you off into everything else because you're going to New York.
We're going a
is that
little
right?
bit of everywhere. We're
Chicago?
going to Jersey.
Jersey, Chicago.
Jersey, Chicago,
San Francisco?
Milwaukee,
Yeah.
St. Louis. I'm trying to say them in order, so I
Oh,
can
yeah.
remember. Austin for South by Southwest is going to be a blast.
You
Houston.
better say them in order or else you'll end up in the wrong city on the wrong day.
Yeah.
That's true. Houston. I'm in Dallas for St. Patrick's Day. Nashville for a week. I've never been. I'm excited. Buffalo.
Yeah.
I've never been.
Nice.
Toronto. I haven't been in a long time. Hopefully Montreal. Fingers crossed. And then potentially from there we're going west.
Okay.
San Francisco and LA. Coming back to play Porch Fest.
Yeah.
Which is out in Rhode
Tacoma
Island
Park?
Metro. Yeah, it's Tacoma Park.
Yep.
Love it. Everyone should go. Then I have the DJ wedding of a good friend of mine. And from there, we're hoping to maybe go to Iceland in the UK.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we've got some fish on the hooks.
So if people want to find out more about this entire tour, they can jump up to www.facebook.com/jdubs, which is spelled JDV.
V as in Victor.
Yes. BBS.
Yes.
Right. So make sure that you translate the U into a V when you go check that out. And you'll have announcements of all of these dates.
All of them. A lot of them are already on the website.
Right. And
Which is
you're
fantastic.
You're supporting an album, right?
Yes.
Right. So the album's called 1,000 Couches, which sounds like what you'll be sleeping on while you're on
Right.
tour.
Yeah, that's more. Yeah, a few couches. It's probably 50-50. I think we've
Sure.
got some beds. We've got some Airbnbs
Yeah.
locked out. But the story is kind of like the overarching story of the album is that over the past 2 or 3 years, chasing this dream that is to be a media mogul.
Yes. Yeah.
There you go.
I've just been, playing shows, sleeping on couches, just trying to get things done.
Until you got onto our show,
So-
and now you're getting beds.
and since then,
yes.
Now it's something about quality
Beds
couches,
aplenty.
right?
Which is great. I mean, I think it's an image that a lot of us who have done music absolutely relate to. Right?
Yeah.
We've all been there. It's either that or still in my van, right? So we
That's
have what?
the album before this one.
Yeah, exactly.
the prequel.
We have a track from 1,000 Couches called Everything You Gave to Me.
Yes.
The entire track's available at the 1 hour mark of this show. So if you want to fast forward to that and listen, you can hear it in all its splendor. But we've got a little clip here I'd like to share. Last time you came in, you had a song that was really dancey. This one's a little different. Do you want to set that up for us?
Yeah, so it's probably the first tried and true singer-songwriter effort I think I've given.
Okay.
I've always I think coming out of the blocks as an artist, I very, very much focused on rap, and there's so much on the surface because there's so many words
Yeah.
in rap music that even though there's things that are metaphorical, there's so many words that you have the ability to be able to explain yourself.
Right.
But people who do the singer-songwriter route, they drape their lyrics and all this text painting and stuff like that. And
Sure.
I had never really done that before. So I'd been listening to
Otherwise, you end up with Alice's Restaurant. It's a very long singer-songwriter song.
so I was listening to a lot of JP Cooper. He's a Brit that I think he's done maybe 1 or 2 pop tunes that have crossed over, but
Okay.
he can grab his guitar and do a quick little riff and sing some of the most beautiful lyrics I've ever heard in my life. So
a little more of a crooner in a sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
for
Okay.
sure. So I was listening to a lot of him, And in a perfect world, I'm playing with them in the UK, but we'll figure we're working things out.
We'll figure it out. All right, well,
Might be able to call those people.
Let's take a listen then. So this is Everything You Gave Me from the new album, 1,000 Couches, from our good friend J-Dubs.
So many false promises, so many things that I said, and you believed every single one of them. You had no reason not to, because I truly meant well. Now my life is looking down. What do I do? What do I say? Can't expect you to keep holding on to me. So misconstrued.
I'm pissed off at how good you are at things.
Well, that's the thing people don't know.
I hate it.
I know for the last album, you did almost all of the production and everything behind it as well. Is that the case here?
So for this one, all the writing, arranging, and most of the stuff. I grabbed an audio engineer.
Sure.
A good friend of mine. Our schedules just happened to link up. And I was like, hey, man, I couldn't imagine doing... Because this album has a little bit more of a pop element to it.
Sure.
I was like, I couldn't imagine doing this kind of album without you.
Right.
So if you've got the time, like, I'll come up to New York. So we did it in Bushwick, which is funny, like,
cool.
blocks away from where I used to live up there, actually.
Seriously?
Like, yeah.
Oh, that's really...
So that was awesome.
That makes it special. Like,
Yeah.
It's a good connection. And you can hear that in the music.
That makes me so mad.
Yeah.
So mad. You did all of that. And I'm sitting here like, dear. Fuck.
So
I gotta start over.
It was a load off to be able to, like, because it was like, because if you write the song or if you put the idea together, because there's a few, like, there were a few versions of the song. Because originally, like, there's a clip of me, I think somewhere, like, just me like in a guitar singing it, like some offhand like cabaret.
Sure.
And there was no rapping involved in it. And there are clips of me like the first loop show I did where like I use a rap verse from like an old mixtape, and not like this one's like special and it makes sense and it ties the whole album together because it's the last song on the album, but it's the first single.
Oh,
so
nice.
like it makes it go back and forth, and it has like, I think it's got like strong Kanye 808 vibes.
Okay.
Because there's like a lot of like the intro is like very much leans heavily like on the Justin Vernon like auto-tune stuff. And then like there's an outro rap and it's just like me and like the vocals. Yeah. Like the background vocals.
Oh,
which is
interesting.
Cool. Yeah.
All right. So if people want to hear more about this album, hear more music, again, www.facebook.com/jdubs with a V rather than a U.
Yes.
And 2 B's. March 1st at Oz Restaurant and Bar in Arlington, Virginia. I assume you're going to be playing this.
Yeah. We're playing. I mean, I haven't had the rehearsals yet to play all the stuff on the album, but like it's just me, so I just have to sit down and
actually do it,
make it happen. But yeah, I'm excited about the show. I get to do the show with 2 guys that are from Reston, which is fantastic because I'm from Reston.
Yeah, cool.
So Blue 51 used to be part of the 51, like, and now he's Blue 51 and Regal Green, like they're like 2 different entities.
Okay.
My buddy Rivers Wildergreen, who's like got this like beautiful like Owl City angelic voice.
Nice.
And sings about like kind of the world getting their shit together, like go vegan and stop killing pigs because like pigs are super smart.
Yeah.
And
but
like,
pigs are tasty.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's true.
There was a point you were making.
That's the dumb part of them. If they're really smart, they'd make themselves not taste good.
Yeah, they make. So I had bacon this morning. So.
Well, so
Sorry, Chris.
Speaking of rehearsing, I have something on the plate here that you can't rehearse for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're gonna throw this at you, and you have no chance to practice for this one. This is our new segment called "Please God, Just Get One Right."
Oh, here it goes.
So our previous guests, Distant Creatures, picked a topic for you. They had a topic picked for them by the prior guests, and so you are going to have the opportunity to answer one correctly out of 6 questions, trivia questions that we have about the former USSR. Yeah. Well, the good news is at the end of this, you get to pick an equally horrible topic to just torture the next guest with.
Cool.
And so we'll find that out at the end. If you happen to get one right, you'll get to pick a gift here from Uncle Archie's Box of Fun here live on the show.
That doesn't sound statutory at all.
No, it's not. There's a
Oh,
hole
my
in the
gosh.
bottom of that box, though. I will let you know
insane.
that.
Oh, wow.
All right, so let's get started. We're running a little short on time, so let's try and blow
Cool.
through this. So
Can I
without,
pass? I mean,
Phrasing.
I'll give it a go.
yeah, give it a go.
Yeah.
If you get one right, that's the Super Bowl,
Oh,
right? That's all.
JW,
Awesome.
please, God, just get one right. Okay.
All right, the Soviet Union allowed theaters to play The Grapes of Wrath because of its depiction of the plight of the poor under capitalism. But it was later withdrawn because Russian audiences were amazed that even the poorest Americans could afford what?
I'm going to go with milk.
Oh, good guess. No, it's actually bigger than that. It's automobiles. So they're in the Dust Bowl. They're leaving. They're packing all their stuff into their car, and the Russians are like, "What the fuck? They don't have food. Do they have a goddamn car?" And so they were like, "Oh, boy, take those down. We're not going to show those anymore." Good guess, though. Good guess.
A testament to how poor,
Yeah.
how terrible things were over there. During the Cold War, the USSR could tell a forged passport from a real one because of the poor quality of this in the real ones.
Poor quality of this in the real ones. I'm
Yeah,
going to go
this-
with.
Yeah, there's
this
a
element of the
material.
real
Okay.
one.
This material in the real ones was such a poor, shoddy piece of shit material they used in it that they could tell that the fake ones
The
were
fake ones
fake
were
because
better.
they were made better.
I'm going to go with leather.
Oh, good guess.
Like a little
Not the
solid.
case. I saw this one.
Even cheaper.
Yeah.
The quality of the staples.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the real passports, the staples would corrode because
Yeah.
it was really poor quality
wow.
metal. So
you
if you
end up
had
with-
like a nice passport that was holding itself together, it was fake.
Yeah.
Man.
If it was a piece of shit,
good.
it was probably real.
Yes. Which would make it easier, you would think, but
Yeah.
nobody caught on to that. Here's a pretty interesting one. What percentage of Soviet men born in 1923 survived World War II? What percentage of Soviet men born in 1923 survived World War II? So they would have been like, what would it be? Like 21? About 21, something like that? 18 to 21? Somewhere in there.
I'm going to go 37%.
Oh, you were close. 20%.
Ooh,
80%
man.
of men born in the Soviet Union in 1923 died in
Ship
World
'em
War II.
out. Ship
Holy
'em out.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
a
crazy.
lot because that's not a small country.
Yeah.
So damn. All right, Victor, you're about halfway home.
Woo.
Hopefully
Oh
you can
my
get one of the
God.
next ones.
That's insane. All right. From 1979 to 1992, the Soviets drilled a super deep borehole called the Kola super deep borehole. That was super deep. That
super
reached how many thousands of feet? If you get within 5,000 feet, I'll give it to you.
Within
But they-
5,000. Okay.
For the record, they drilled just to see how deep they could go.
That was and they drilled for like 12 years, right?
That
Or
Russian
something like that?
determination.
Yep. So within 5,000 feet of the debt.
5,000 feet. So I mean, it's definitely 5,000 feet or more, right?
Yeah.
Because
Right.
he wouldn't make you guess $1. Right? You don't
I'm
know.
going to go 12,000 feet.
12,000 feet.
Close. 12,000 meters. 40,000 feet.
40,000 feet.
40,000
Goodness
feet
gracious.
down.
How many?
That's like planes fly at that altitude, you know?
Yeah.
like 7.5 miles or something, if I remember right. Like down.
That's craziness.
Yeah. It was deeper than the deepest ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because.
Yeah, just because we're
Bonkers.
fucking the USSR and we do things. You need a job? We get you a job. Dig hole forever till come out on other side.
Yes.
Imagine they'd gotten to the other side of the world and just ocean water came out. All right. Tetris was one of the best selling video games of the early 90s. In either US dollars or rubles, I'll take either one. How much did its inventor earn in royalties between 1984 and 1996?
Go.
Can I go 0?
That's the answer.
Nice.
Woo!
Yeah, it was a communist country. So his job was to make Tetris, and then the government got
Goodness
all
gracious.
of the money.
Tetris probably top 5 video games for me.
Yeah, and
sure.
he did get some apparently after 1996 when the collapse
Okay.
of USSR happened. But before that, it was just owned by the government, and he never got anything. So yeah, balls, right? Yeah, you got one,
That
Victor.
sucks.
See if you can double that up.
See, I had a real question I was going to ask you, but now I got a bullshit one because you got one right. So, what does a Soviet optimist say? It can't get any worse.
All right,
The real question for the record was, how long did the Soviets wait to admit the Chernobyl disaster was in fact happening?
They ever?
they did. I'll
It
give
was
you a hint.
an amount of days. How many days did
I'll
they
give you
wait?
a hint. They only admitted it after a fallout alarm went off in Sweden.
1,000 kilometers away. That's 700 miles.
How many days later?
Are you counting down? It was only 3 days.
3 days. You got it.
Yeah.
Nice.
3
Nailed
days.
it.
They were
They
like,
waited
nope,
3 days.
Nope, we're good.
No,
Nope.
we're good.
Did that
No,
thing
we're-
explode? No, it's just.
Did you hear
it's-
that?
What
Did you guys-
thing?
Yeah. Did you feel something? No. Why is everyone dying? It's warm. All right,
What
you get
thing,
to pick
comrade? Goodbye.
one gift from the gift box.
Fiddle around in there and get on there nice and deep like.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, baby.
We
Ooh,
are
no, put that
surprised.
back.
Most people have gotten one right.
Really?
I was surprised by that. We've had a couple not be able to pull it off. So feel free to open that if you'd like. But what we do need that's super important is we need a topic for next week.
Okay. I'm gonna go with marine biology.
Marine biology. All right.
Manatees.
I like it. All right. So stick around, everyone, next week to hear someone suffer through questions about marine biology. But in the meantime, J-Dubs won. And what did you win? What is your toy?
It's a penguin.
You won a penguin.
To assemble it myself. How dare these guys?
Yeah, it was Soviet
How
Russia.
swell of you, Archie.
All right. So without further ado, what I want to do is make sure. Well, first of all, remember J-Dubs here, the winner of the Please God Just Get One Right is playing a show March 1st at Oz Restaurant and Bar in Arlington, Virginia. You can fast forward to the 1 hour mark of this show and listen to Everything You Gave to Me from 1,000 Couches, or go to www.facebook.com/JDubs, which is JDVBBS, to go listen to some more music and listen and check out his other shows around the country. However, we want to find out a little bit more about you before we let you go.
Alrighty then.
So welcome to this section of the show called Near and
Far again?
Far.
Far.
Yeah,
That's what it's all about.
that's what it's all about.
You understand?
You understand. So we want 2 stories from you. We're running a little short on time, but that's okay. We'd like to hear from you something that is close to home and something out on your adventures that's happened since your meteoric rise into fame since being on our show last.
I love
or
Meteor. It was a great album.
Or before that. You could
Or
also,
before that.
Yeah. Would you like to start with near or far?
I'm gonna start with near.
All right, let's do it. Something close to home. Tell us.
Something close to home that has been interesting.
Yeah.
Is I can connect the two actually. I don't know how often I've talked about like what I was doing like work wise last time I was here.
No, yeah, we haven't heard.
But
we assumed that
I
you were-
used to work part-time at this hostel in DC. People don't even know hostels exist in Washington DC.
No, I thought that those were people. Like, avoid the hostels.
Charlie.
Hosteling is, I don't know if it's a big deal, but like hosteling is an industry, I
Yeah.
believe,
Sure.
in Washington DC.
And a culture.
I like after my first like few dozen couches,
Yeah.
I came back home and I needed a job and I needed somewhere to live. And that was the first interview I had.
You were
And
like,
so
you have a place to stay and a job. That's awesome.
So the near part of that is cool because I got to meet all of these different people. from different cultures. I got to practicar mi español un poquito, but it's still muy malo.
Nice.
And
Victor can help you with that. He's very good.
No, I can't. I'm terrible.
And so it's cool. And like, that's the, probably right around, I don't know the exact date I did this show last. But that was the first like loop station show I did, like at the hostel I worked at.
Really?
Like,
Okay.
I think February 10th was the first day
Nice.
that I did it. And the far story is now, like, when I potentially go and play like in Toronto in a few weeks and the UK like in a few weeks, a lot of people that like I've met at these hostels are like coming to these shows.
Yeah.
Like they're like, oh, like we heard your music and now it's been a year and you were on that podcast, so like you're obviously super famous now, right?
Yeah, right.
So
I'm
like
sure
when
that's
can we
exactly
get
what they say.
backstage tickets to the show? No, but it's cool like for people to like check in, especially like as the stuff's like starting to roll out about the new EP and they're like, oh, so like you said you were coming to Germany, it's been a year, like you're gonna come to Germany, and I'm like, well, come in the UK. I'm coming over a little bit.
Right. Meet me
So,
halfway,
like,
people.
Meet me halfway. You can take a train to where you got to go. I'm going to get
Rhymes
there
with
and do the damn
Germany.
thing. And so that's like, I think it's cool. Like I'll have more to say like when I get there.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to like that like I'll be staying with them after they stayed with me, like in some capacity.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. Now you were saying we were talking before the show. You're not working at the hostel anymore,
No.
right? You were saying that you actually work with a cappella group, right?
Yes.
Which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. It's a company called Clear Harmonies Productions.
Yeah.
They do it all. Like when you listen to this and you go on the website, like the video that I put out today, like they shot that video
Really?
as well.
Okay,
I mean,
cool.
like I didn't record in their studio, but like a lot of the editing I did like in their studio.
Oh, nice.
So like that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And they do like a bunch of different like production stuff, but they also there's three.
Yeah.
Like
I
it's
believe
two
you.
acapella groups in a collective, if you will. There's like
Okay,
there's like
all right.
well, it used to be like just a caroling collective, but now there's just like a collective where they're like, hey, do you 5 guys want to go and sing at this wedding? And like they just grab 5 of us and we go and do the damn thing.
Nice.
That's
But
awesome.
I do a like an educational program with them during the week, like when I'm here.
Yeah.
And it's called Snow Day because the idea is that we come in and we're providing just as much fun as a snow day would. Only
Okay.
here in school.
Yeah, that's cool.
So we sing some tunes. There's 2 different shows. There's a history show. There's a what we call Aka Awesome show. Like in the acapella community, like the Aka is kind of like the word Aka is like a prefix almost.
Oh,
so like
okay.
things can be Aka Awesome or Aka Awkward,
Oh, no.
things like that. Yeah. So it's just as
Aka nudity.
yeah, I suppose. So it's cool and it's fun that the like a lot of this tour that I'm currently on, like even now, like people like in the acapella community put it together, like the colleges I'm playing at,
Really?
like their acapella shows, and I'm just like the instrumental entertainment. If you will.
Nice.
Like after you've seen 10 acapella groups.
Yeah.
Like there's an intimacy of watching acapella groups, and I feel like it can tire out really quickly because it's like because it's like these people are giving their heart because it's just vocals
Yeah.
and voices. And so after hearing 10 groups for like over the span of 2 hours, it's like, all right, we need like a kick drum in our lives.
Yeah, and the tones are
So-
very similar, right?
Yeah.
Because they're voices. They're all voices, right? Now, I thought you
Just
had
get Tom Waits in there.
Yeah. Real quick, I thought you had just a hilarious thing that you were telling me about. So at some of these shows, they do like a Q&A with the kids, which is hilarious.
And there's like kids anywhere between like kindergartners to, I think the oldest I've sang for so far is like 8th graders.
Yeah.
And so depending on the mood or like the teachers that bring these kids in, you never know what questions we're going to get. Like we send somebody in the audience and some people are like especially like 6-year-olds, they're just so excited to like be able to talk into a microphone.
Yeah.
That they're like, oh, me, pick me. And you stick a mic in their face and they're like, I have 2 cats and one's name's Rosie and one's named Dan.
I like
Fantastic
turtles.
question.
Yeah, great question.
Great
Nicely
question.
done.
It was just
No
go on to
question
the
mark
next
at the
kid.
end. Use
This one
commas.
time, half an hour
So
later.
there's been a few, like I remember my first show, like someone asked the girl that went out in the audience, like, is your hair real?
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no reason for it not to be.
No, you have pretty real hair.
My most recent one is some kid asked if I could rap, and they made me rap on the spot, like at an elementary school, and I couldn't use any vulgarity.
So you're like, I don't know what I'm going to rap about. This is terrible.
Channel my inner Wayne Brady to make it happen.
Well, thank you so much for coming to the show.
Thanks
We're
for
out of
having
time. Hopefully this will make you even more famous. Ladies and gentlemen, this week, Thursday, March 1st, J-Dubs is at Oz Restaurant and Bar in Arlington, Virginia. Saturday, March 3rd, Better Homes is at Milk Bar Art House in College Park, Maryland. Please like our posts, follow us, retweet us, and share the show on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We cannot do this without you. Do not forget to review us on Facebook, iTunes, and Google Play. Thanks to Kevin Evinger, to McNally22, to Justin Rogers, to Figmental Records, to Alchemical Records, and to Engineer Adam for all their contributions. We can't do it without you guys either. Thanks most to J-Dubs for wasting a perfectly good hour with us. This has been another wasted hour. And if you just realized that, don't blame us. We warned you.
Traded the worth of my words in hopes of something greater, assuming that something would be there to catch my fall. And now all these years later, it's like I don't have any value at all. In a way back when I promised that one day everything you gave to me. I give you everything you gave to me. I give you everything you gave to me. So many false promises, so many things that I said, and you believed every single one of them. You had no reason not to, because I truly meant well. Now my life is looking down. What do I do? What do I say? Can't expect you to keep holding on to me. So misconstrued, been so misguided. It's all and none of my fault at the same time. Traded the worth of my words in hopes of something greater, assuming that someone would be there to catch my fall. Now all these years later, it's like I don't have any value at all. And way back when I promised that one day I would give you everything you gave me. I give you everything you gave me. I give you everything you gave me.
Mama told me I was a little in over my head and to hold my horses, but I told her instead, couldn't let myself be afraid of all of the risk. If I was gonna take a chance, it was this. But of course, things didn't pan out the way that they were supposed. Gigs fell flat, so I took my couch to the coast, at least until I could boast about life. Take homies out for drinks and toast without strife. Then moms got sick, I had to make a decision. But really I didn't, cause coming home was a given. I ain't even wanna tell her cause she's so independent. But to cure a disease that was gonna challenge her living, man, I give her anything I had on the table. Dreams turn into fables, if only she could be stable. But with this music thing, I can have my cake and eat it too. Right, and give her anything I needed to. And I know she probably never needed proof. If she was still here, she'd say I got nothing to prove. If she was still here, I say I got no other choice. If she was still here, she'd say I don't want you to choose. I don't want you to lose. I don't want you to snooze. All of this opportunity you got in front of you, you need to seize it. Look in the mirror and truly believe it. What's keeping you from being in front of a sea of fans every weekend? Writing hooks for the weekend, trading verses with Kendrick, selling out a few tours, 500,000 attendance, making bangers with Ye. Winning Grammys like Chance, getting newbies a chance, make the culture advance. He said, I know the plans, give you hope in the future. You ain't rooted in scripture, but I hope in the future. Then she say she need a sports car, cause she never doubted me. I love you, Ma, I hope you proud of me.